Hey guys, my name's Ethan, this is Carbro, and welcome back to the series where I teach you how to build a Discord.pybot. Today we're going to be dealing with reactions and stuff, and we're also going to be dealing with roles as well, because our reaction is going to be a reaction to give people roles, basically. Let me explain. So in my rules channel here, I've got just a few server rules, no spam, no harassment, no being bad, and a little thing down here saying to give yourself a colour, react with a heart below to show up as that colour. So what I've done in the server settings is I have created a red role, a yellow role, a green role, a blue role, and a purple role. And essentially people will be able to choose the colour to show up with. I didn't create a black role, which I just worked out that I need to do because that was a last minute thing and I never actually did it. So I'll just quickly go and create that. I'm black. Is that even going to work? Or maybe you have to do it like 0.1 or something. There we go. You can't have a completely black roll. 0 is just the default. Yeah, so we're going to be creating a little thing that gives members these when they react to them and takes them away when they remove the reaction. So this on reaction, specifically we're going to be taking the ID of this message. So we go here, copy ID, and then we'll just shove the ID like in a comment here or something, just so I don't lose it. I'm just going to interrupt myself real quickly just to say a little something. The solution I'm about to do is correct about 99% of the time. Most of the time you want to do it like this. It's just that my implementation required something a little bit different. So I'll show this off and then I'll show the other one off as well. But I just wanted to let you know that's what's going on. So we can say if, I'm not actually going to need to do that, if reaction.message, so reaction is the reaction object, essentially, if you couldn't work it out. But the reaction object does have quite a few attributes to it. It also has quite a few bizarre attributes to it, and some that don't quite make all the sense in the world. So it's a bit weird. But if reaction.message.id, now that is specifically the ID of the thing, because actually getting a specific message is a pain in the arse. You need to go by asynchronous functions. If you know exactly what message it is, and just use the ID. It's so much easier. And reaction.emoji. So what reaction.emoji is if it's a default reaction. Not sorry, if it's a Discord emote or a Discord emoji, it will return the Unicode character. Otherwise, it will return. If you're using custom emojis, I think the syntax is something like this, and then name, and then you got like the ID, or I don't really remember. It's something like that. It's like you have the name and the ID as part of the emoji string. I've just never really dealt with custom ones. So we're gonna say if our reaction emoji is in this now. Unfortunately, the way the Unicode system works, it doesn't really like colours that much. But essentially, this is red, yellow, whatever order I had on the message. Red, yellow, green, blue, purple, black. So this is red, the black one. The lightest one is black, and the darkest one is red, because of course. So yeah, red, yellow, green, blue, purple, black in that order. So you just kind of got to remember that. So essentially, this in thing, it will essentially kind of treat this as a list and just go one character at a time, basically is what that is. It's just easier than having an array of hearts. And for you, if you wonder why I'm using hearts, it's because hearts, I think, have the most colours available to them. You have 6, I think the circles only have 4, so that's why I'm doing that. We're going to do colours.assign. We are going to create a different class for this, because it's just easier. Because we're going to have to create like a dictionary and stuff to do stuff, and we're just going to do the same logic down here. It's basically a emoji. So these conditions are just kind of limiting what reactions are actually done. So it doesn't do this for like every single reaction, essentially, on every single message. If someone reacts with a heart on a different message, it doesn't automatically do this. And yes, I am British, so I am using the correct spelling of the word colour. Do not at me, sorry. Do not at me, and do not add me just to at me, because I'll be I'll be a sad boy if you do that. So we're just gonna do. Did I put it in classes or just normal stuff? I just put it in. Oh, yeah, I put it in classes. So we're just gonna create a class called colors. Just because it's the easy way to do it, because we need to do a set of roles, we need to create a dictionary for this sort of thing. We'll do that now. Why not? Do I have the hearts? Yes, I do. Fantastic. I don't know why it's all over there. Maybe it's just the way it's shown up. Or just, yeah, sure, why not? We'll do it lines. You're a kid in school, you do lines, you do one at a time. I don't think our school did lines, really. I've just decided I'm going to do it for all of it. And what we're going to do here is we're going to set the role names for everything. So this is going to be red. This is going to be yellow. And making sure to do it case sensitive, because this is going to feed into our role getting function very well. I think it's blue next. It is. Oh my god. I've done this the worst way possible. Purple, and then black, and then we'll just have a trailing comma, because I like doing trailing commas for multi-line dictionaries and stuff. Don't know why, just looks nicer. So you've got async def, assign, and then emoji, and then the user object. Why does that keep happening? Oh. And then async dot color. Well, we are actually going to need to do something else. Something else to combat some sort of flaw in the API that only seems to manifest itself about half the time. I don't know why. But we're going to need to get a member object from a user object. Now, for some reason, some user objects accept member attributes, some don't, and I don't get what the difference is, and it's really inconsistent. It's like if I was to do it down here, if I was to do something with roles down here, it would be fine with it. Maybe message to author. Oh, actually, maybe message to author returns a member rather than a user. That would make sense, actually. Yeah. Yeah, thinking about it, a bit stupid if it returned a user. So yeah, we can just do member equals get.member from user, and then we can actually build the function, because I didn't do that. So it's really simple. For member in guild.members, if member.id equals user.id. Members, member objects and user objects are technically connected together, so they will return the same thing, but you know, just doing an ID is better. It's just easier. You can make sure it's going to work if you do that at the very least. So if you have a lot of members in your server, you probably want to do more of a binary search. For this, I'm just doing a linear search because it's easy. We've got 3 members to go through, for God's sake. Apologies as well for my little hidden burp. Yay! And then we do member. So we use the same logic we had before, except we actually really do need to do member.roles. This time, just in case they're doing it on a later date. And then we do get.roles, and then we reference our dictionary, and then we pass the emoji to it. So basically what this will do, let's also get.role, not get.roles, is it will look through the dictionary, it will have the dictionary, and it will return kind of a name here, and it will get the role of that name. So as you can see, our roles, let's go into it, are named as such, so it'll just be able to grab them. And again, don't have 2 roles that are the same name, because that just gets confusing, regardless of whether or not using the API. It's the worst thing. Do not do it, because you don't know which one to bleed and mention if you need to do it. And the same thing here. Removing roles is actually considerably worse than adding them. It is horrible. If someone knows a better way of doing this, then please, for the love of God, let me know. There might be something in utils, but I haven't really looked through the utils that much. So again, more list comprehension. This is basically the only way of doing it. For well, you can, if you can do like 4 like member roles equals var for roll in member.roles append and put member.roles in here, but I'm not going to do that because it's just easier. Roll in member.roles if role is not get. There's a lot of roles here. We can start a bakery with this many roles. And the potentially the first of the awful jokes on this channel make it. We've started. It's gone downhill already. But yeah, that will essentially just create a new role. This will create a new list of all the roles that the member has that isn't the color role and get rid of it. What you can do in the assign is you can actually set a. You can do a little thing to stop them from either to stop them from doing it or replace the role. So for role name in, I'm just trying to work out how best. I didn't do this in the test. Colors.roles.values. So that will just get the values. That will get this lot here. Actually, separate that a bit. For role name in colors.roles.values, if get role name. Oh my Christ! I still can't type. In member.roles await seat. Oh god. Here's a thing. Okay, we're gonna pass the entire reaction over. I don't think I didn't plan that one through properly. We're just gonna pass the whole reaction in. We can access everything the same. We just need to do so we just, where it says reaction.emoji, we need to reaction.emoji, and then we need to take out this function too. Yeah, that'll work all the same. It's just now we have the reaction channel. Can't remember for the life of me. Let me look that up real quick. Nope, it's reaction.message.channel. I couldn't remember if it had a channel thing of its own. But it doesn't, so you have to reaction.message.channel.send. There we go. You already have. Actually, you'll do the little warning thing. Where's the warning thing? Warning thing. There it is. Actually, we should probably put the warning thing on some of the others that we haven't done. You are not allowed scrub. Put it there as well. I think the rest of it's fine. Just, I don't know. It's nice, okay? I like it. You already have a color role. Unreact the one you have first. I don't know. It's not the best error message in the world, but it will do for something like this. And then return it out, just so it doesn't move it out. Because we could put like an else here and move this over. But should we do that? Which looks better? Else, and then that probably looks a bit better actually. That's a bit more uniform. Oh crap! No, we don't actually want to do that. We want to get through the whole thing first. I was just going to say the first one. Oh, you don't have it. Here's the roll, and it will just keep going, and it will keep applying rolls. Yeah, so that should be fine. And the I just call that color. Why? The remove, you don't need to do anything, because if for whatever reason in theory they wouldn't have. They would always have one when they unreact. If they don't unreact, then this list comprehension will basically just not change anything. It will just create a list of their roles and assign it anyway. So this is completely safe without any error handling. But this, I mean, you can always allow people to do two at once, but it's a bit stupid. So yeah, you can just kind of do that, and that should work. So that took 14 minutes to construct. I am literally going to need to. Actually, I could probably do it on my account, can't I? Really? Should work, right? Hitting all the wrong buttons. So if I hit red, no, because for God's sake, so I unreacted to it, of course. I've already reacted to it on this account. I wanted to be in order just so the API. All right, give me a second to reset this back. 100% best tutorial on the internet. I'm gonna do it on my test account, which means you're not gonna be able to see what I'm doing, but you will be able to see me do this. It didn't work. Why did it not work? Does it? And we haven't got an error. So as you can see, I reacted to it and it didn't work. Give me a wee second to work out what the hell's gone wrong there. And then proceeded to spend the next 4 or 5 minutes trying all sorts of things that didn't work. Essentially, this was what I was talking about before when my solution was different. Because my message was a fixed message, as in one that was going to stay there for a long time, it wasn't going to work because the solution you saw only really works for relatively recent messages. I go into a bit more of an explanation when we come back in, but that's why I was saying that solution works about 99% of the time. If it's going to be a message, if it's going to be a reaction to a message that someone sent maybe a minute ago, then that's the solution you would use. But if, say, that particular message could be there for months, you would want to use the solution that's coming up in a bit. So that's what I was saying before. So I'm just going to do a huge cut and yeah, go to essentially the explanation of why the old solution did not work for that particular problem. Okay, I've worked out what it is. It's just getting rid of these default things. Essentially, one thing that I didn't think about was that the onReactionAdd event is only called when the message is in the internal message cache. So basically, if the bot has been turned off during that whole time, if the bot has been turned off since you sent a message, say the message here, if it gets turned back on, this message isn't automatically going to go back into the message cache, so it's not going to find it and it's not going to work. So what you can do to combat that is use on raw reaction add and on raw reaction remove. If you're not going to do something with fixed stuff, then you probably don't need to use the raw functions. If you are going to do something with fixed stuff, then you do need to use it. That should work. If it doesn't work, it's going to be very embarrassing. It should work now. Oh, for Christ's sake, what now? It still doesn't work? Oh, we got an error this time. Honorable reaction add is missing the user. Did I not give it the user? I'm sorry, what? Okay, so from what I can tell, so a few things have changed. The on-raw reaction add doesn't actually take reaction user like before. Again, I've never had to use that function before. I did not realize that the other one wouldn't work. Instead, it takes a payload. This payload contains a few separate things. So instead of reaction.messageID, oops, it's payload.messageID apparently, and payload.emoji might work. We'll see. It might have to be payload.emoji.name, but we'll have a look. That's bloody annoying. Payload.emoji, and then we need to work out how these are going to change as well. So sign reaction payload dot reaction. Where have we got reaction here? We got payload there. Get roll. That's honestly fine. It's not, because it only returns a user ID. It doesn't return the object. Oh God, hang on. Me dot get user. Payload dot user ID. So this is basically how you would normally get a user if you weren't doing it by name. So that will return. I don't know if there's a. Let me see if there's. Hang on. Let me see if there's a better way of doing that. Okay, so there is a. If you have the user ID, you can actually use. Oh, that probably changes things actually. Hang on. So you can do guild.getMember and then pass the user ID. So actually, this member from user thing. Oh, but then no, because you could just get the user ID. Yeah, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that works. So we don't need this anymore, actually. Then that makes my life a whole lot easier. I've been doing that wrong the whole time. So apparently that will just work. We are working this out on the fly now. So we still need to get the member object from the user ID, but it's a little bit easier now. User, we can change that member.send then. You must unreact the one you have first. Member.edit, roles, member.roles. Everything should work fine from there. Basically do the same thing down here. And then, so just do, for God's sake, do this. And then all that should be the same. So that should work now. Let me pass the payload over. I didn't set this up originally because I didn't know what I'd have to pass in and what I wouldn't. So that should work now, hopefully. I put my tablet over there. This is going well. This is going to throw an error, I think, because I don't already have that. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Requires not partial emoji. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Yeah, it needs. But yeah, for some reason it's not. Is it? Oh, it is erroring all these things. I was thinking, is it erroring all this? Yeah, it is. It is name we need. Oh, God, see what I mean about the API being inconsistent. It never seems to make much sense with whatever you do. But I've also not changed that. One of my last remaining flatmate found something very funny just then. God, sorry about all this. This is just what happens sometimes with programming. It doesn't quite always work. So if I now go into here, if I go into here, yes, it works. Okay, we did a thing. We did a thing. He has the red one, and if I unreact, that doesn't work, but the reaction does. What's that? Oh, I call it names as if names. Such a twat. Where is it? Dot name. Where actually is it? Is it here? Yeah, I'll call it names. Why do I call it names? Okay, so that should work now. If I have successfully unreacted to it, I'm just going to manually get rid of a roll because that's going to break otherwise. Oops. So we're going to roles. Yes! It works! It works! Green, blue, purple, and black. Yeah, the black was a bit delayed. Okay, cool. That was way too much. Okay, so let's see what happens if I do this. Do I get the... I do. You can't see it, but I have it. Well, but you keep the reaction, don't you? And then, because you've unreacted, so is that going to cause an error? No, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to bother fixing that then. Yeah, if you react to something, you can't really. I don't think you can remove specific reactions. You might be able to. You know what? While I'm working all this crap out, I'll look that up. Give me a second. Okay. So if we do something like this. Await message equals, because the payload doesn't have the message object in it, so we then have to fetch the thing. So we have to do can we get a channel ID? We can get a channel ID. Me.get. Welcome to the API, everyone. This is gonna be a horrible little thing to do. Channel ID. So that would get the channel dot fetch message, and then payload dot message ID. So that will get that message, and we have to do that as a separate line, otherwise it won't work as a coroutine. We do. Wait, do we need the reaction? No, we don't. We just need that message. No, we do await message dot remove reaction payload dot emoji dot name member, and that will automatically remove their reaction to the message, so it saves itself. I think. I so hope this works. Can't assign to a weight expression. Oh yeah, crap, I've done it wrong. If you're doing stuff like this, message, and then you put the weight there. That was my bad. See, the weight goes in front of the function, not the assignation or assignment or whatever the hell you want to call it. So he now has red. I've given him yellow. I think I might have just missed it. There we go, I gave yellow. Oh! Yeah, it worked! That worked. That actually did work. It took a little while, but it worked. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. I've done that again. It's my tablet's DMs. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That works. I am not going back and changing it, so it removes the first one and gives you the other one. But you can infer from that logic. You can remove the other one that they have. You can grab the one that they have, unreact to that, and then give them the new role, take the new old role away. And this is just a simple way of doing it, and apparently simplicity is bliss. Yeah, this is the simple way of doing it. Welcome to the API, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, that was a really botched video of a subject of the API I didn't quite know, but it works. It works. We've got the reactions, we've got color roller assignment. I'm happy. So yeah, next video, I haven't actually planned what the next video is going to be, unless I come on. I'm going to do a little bit of planning, basically working out what I need to do next, what I need to do for the rest of the thing. But it will probably be either auto moderation or database stuff. It'll probably be database stuff because I'll probably do some sort of auto moderation stuff with the database. But we are going to be using a database. We are going to be using SQLite 3. So yeah, we did it. It's all good. It works. And I'll see you in the next video where we do stuff with the database. But until then,